What's poppin', y'all? This is Deidre with One Shot Game, man. You already know how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to help improve your life. The choice is yours on which route you choose to take. Now, as I always say, you get two choices. The ability to settle in the life that has been set out for you, or to pave a path towards your destiny. That choice is also up to you. So before I get into the title of my video, I want to say a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great. And even the ones behind the scenes, I see y'all too. So look, the title of this video is really understanding yourself and self-forgiveness to help you be able to look at the lens from someone else's point of view. I think truly, if we get down to that, you know what I'm saying? It would be easy to understand people's methods behind maybe what they did, or maybe even get a chance to know them, so you can see what their method and thinking for was behind the way that they did. Listen, they may have not have did it right, but maybe to them, they thought they was doing it right. And I say that to say, like, I'm not perfect, but I've got to a point in my life that I can determine the fact between what's good for me and what's not. You know what I'm saying? Which means I am not going to associate with somebody that's not good for me. You get me? But at the same time, I'm forgiven because of the simple fact I haven't been perfect. I fucked up. I've made mistakes. And what if certain people didn't forgive me? What if they stopped talking to me because of that? What if, the universe, God, Allah, held that against me because that's what I thought was right at the time? That's what I thought fit me at the time. I couldn't see it no other way because that's what I thought was right. You know what I'm saying? And now that I'm able to see it a different way, imagine all the people in life who feel bad because they don't think that they can be forgiven. They feel bad because every time you come around, you constantly being negative and knocking them down instead of, you know what I'm saying, seeing the good qualities. Listen, we grew up in a world that focuses a lot on the bad side to life. That decreases the time span of our life, if you think about it. If you focus on the negative and the worrying and the toxic so much, you'll circle it back into your life to where it'll decrease the time frame on your life. If you want to live longer, you know what I'm saying, you have to be willing to prioritize the good things versus the bad things. Don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying? If you feel someone's treatment towards you is not right, and you told them about that and they still keep doing it to you, now it's up to you to pull back and let go, because that pain is not affecting them if they don't know what they do. And even if you told them, they can't see it from your point of view. You see it from your point of view. So you choose to cut that person off so that you don't harbor that pain and then you spill it onto other people. You know what I'm saying? But if you tell somebody, hey, look, this is affecting me, and they never looked at the fact that their behavior was affecting people because nobody ever stood up and said anything, and they actually changed, I think that that person could be forgiven. You know what I'm saying? Because we all make mistakes in life. Nobody is perfect, We all live and do and do what we know is the way to be at that time, especially if we don't have nobody teaching us no other way. Imagine growing up to be old and people have all this animosity and this bad things to say about you solely because they couldn't heal inside themselves enough to be able for you to heal inside yourself, for y'all to come together and talk about, and explain why you may have done the things that you've done, why you may have acted the way you act. Listen, let me explain something. If you got mistreated in any type of way in life, I'm pretty sure that person that mistreated you was mistreated too. Like it came from somewhere. It wasn't who they wanted to be. It just overcame them because they were so hurt by it. They never got a reasoning why. They never got, a clear indication why it happened like this. And it turned them into the very exact thing that hurt them. But people fix their behavior for people that they want to keep in their life. They figure out a way to change. I promise you. If you are hell-bent and you are really happy with someone and you'll never meet someone like them again, you will change your behavior to be able to be a part of their life, because you'll only get a chance to experience them once. You know what I'm saying? But understanding and realizing it's a difference in you knowing yourself and cutting off energy that's not good for you. It's nothing wrong with speaking up and saying, hey, look, I don't like this mistreatment. I don't like how you treat me. And they choose to ignore it like they don't hear you. Now it's up to you to pull away. I promise you, if they really care about you, they'll be more focused on your absence. And the part where you made them feel good about themselves, that they'll really take a second to think about their behavior. If not, then you weren't never a priority to begin with. They were only using you because you applied to their ego in some type of way. You know what I'm saying? You got to really take the labels off of people and look at people as people. You know what I'm saying? Because life defines people. Life defines how people treat you or how they act and how they think. And sometimes, listen, I don't know if it's just the state of California or it's all around the world, but we do not tell people when their behavior is affecting us. We just go back home and we act like nothing happened, and we sit in that and drown in it until we end up hurting ourselves. I think now is the time to switch that and tell somebody, hey, look, I don't like how you feel me when you get around whoop-de-whoop, you switch up. You know, and listen, if they care about you, they will change the behavior. And sometimes it takes time, because oftentimes people don't get it right then and there, especially if we've been living in a world where people put up with people's bad behavior towards them. They just never said anything. So you got to think about how a person has to take the time to actually sit with themselves, to look at their behavior, to change it. Because all this time they have been putting out bad behavior, nobody said anything. Now all of a sudden you want to come tell me how my behavior is affecting you? It's not that easy to change. You know what I'm saying? You got to give a person time. But life is short. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it may take a year. Sometimes it may take 6 months. Sometimes it may take 2 years. You never know. But I know for a fact that if I ever cared about anybody, or, you know what I'm saying, respected anybody, had any type of connection with anybody, I don't have no bad blood with nobody. If we stop talking, it's solely because I grew and you haven't. And you need time to grow without me, and that's fine. But I hope that at some point you could see what our connection meant to me and you may take the time to grow, and later on in life we could connect back together. Because listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, nothing in this world is perfect. Nothing, none of it, you know. And the God, universe, Allah himself, he forgives people, because we don't always move the right way. Ain't nobody in this world perfect. Nobody. It's just up to you on if you want to forgive someone. And you got to truly trust and believe and understand why they did what they did. Like, anybody that's hurt somebody is because they was hurt too. You know what I'm saying? And now you just holding on to that pain instead of actually taking the time to hear their story. And sometimes they may not even be comfortable enough to tell you their story. But I guarantee you, don't nobody just wake up and hurt nobody. They was hurt too. They just probably hadn't got to a space where they can openly talk about it. And if they choose to spill that pain onto you consistently, it's now time for you to pull away. You know what I'm saying? And they have to sit with that. They got to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? But for me personally, if someone was to come to me and tell me, hey, look, this behavior, how you act, the way you do this affects me. It makes me feel some type of way. And if I can look at what I'm doing and maybe think that, okay, I respond like that because I grew up in a toxic environment. And I respond like that because that helps protect me. But it's hurting you? Okay, now I need to self-reflect and figure out a different way to come at the situation when I'm talking to you, so you don't feel that way. Because I respect you and I love you as a person. And I wouldn't want to lose you for a lifetime, for the rest of my life, simply because I couldn't understand your point of view. You know, it's all about, listen, communication and being real. Don't spread rumors about me. Don't down talk me. Don't, you feel me, lie on me simply because you are not strong enough in who you are to come to me and have a conversation to get the truth. And when you know the truth, to protect your ego, you go around people that may be lying on me and talking about me, but you know the truth because I told you, you just ain't ready to tell them, because then they might feel as if you're picking sides. This is not a battle of who's on what side. This is the truth, and this is understanding as humans. You know, listen, I have had a lot of times in my life where they wasn't the best, and sometimes I felt like my soul was gone. But I can't override the good times I had. Listen, you got to really think about it. Again, Power is a very powerful show. And sometimes the people that you love be the people that hurt you. But sometimes you stay around them again and you figure out a way to outsmart them so that they don't allow them to hurt you anymore. You know what I'm saying? Listen, it's all about learning, growing, and protecting yourself. But I'm willing to, forgive. And I think people should understand that they should forgive themselves. Because, listen, if I hurt you and you never tell me, and then I get like 70 or something, no, if I hurt you and you tell me, and then I don't want to come to you because I'm not confident in myself to tell you why I may have made that choice at the time, I'm going to hold on to that for 50, 60, 70 years or my whole life. You feel me? Because, listen, Sacramento is small. I might run into you and I'm going to think about all the good times that we had. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to think about, damn, I missed out on this person's life simply because I didn't love myself enough to be able to tell them why I may have thought that was something that I thought to be correct at the time. And I didn't know that it was hurting you because from my point of view, I thought it was correct. Was it toxic? Maybe. But that's how I operated. And you never said nothing. So I didn't know it was toxic. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's two different people. It's people that are willing to correct their behavior, and it's people that are not willing to correct their behavior because their ego and their pride is so strong that they don't care about fixing their mistakes to accommodate you because they're so into them. But I promise you, once they get old, they gonna feel that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna realize that your ego and pride took you out of a lot of connections with people where you could have been happy because you were all about yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a good place. It hurts. It don't feel good. So it's like, be willing to apologize. Be willing to understand how your behavior may have affected somebody, and how you acted towards them. And you only came from a space of they displayed to you the same trigger someone else did. And when that happens, you don't see faces. You don't see color. You don't see who the person is. They just triggered you. And it set something off to where you give them the same reaction that you gave someone else. You know what I'm saying? Even though this could be a totally different person in a totally different situation. You know what I'm saying? But I promise you, when you get triggered, you do not see nothing. But you just hear the trigger. And you start flashing on everybody. Everybody could get it. You know what I'm saying? And not realizing how that plays a big impact on yourself and the people around you. And again, also for the people out there, stop letting people treat you bad. Stop letting people, use you and not pour into you. Speak up, say something. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a side to people that really care. But if they're around majority of people that only feel into their pride and ego, they'll act like they don't care because they are around people that pour into them. And because you're the one person who stopped pouring into them, they think like, oh, I don't care. I got everybody else who pour into me, so I still don't care. But they do. They do. You know what I'm saying? Because again, you'll never get a chance to experience somebody twice. It'll only always be that one person and that one connection. You know what I'm saying? Listen, and stop letting them tell you on the internet that water signs and fire signs cannot be friends or go together. Yes, they can. They connect very well, if you ask me. You feel me? Sometimes people are borderline, water and fire. Like for me, I'm borderline water and fire. You feel me? So for me, it's like I get along with those same signs, But again, some people believe in different things. You got to be open to the fact that everybody's not going to agree with what you say. Everybody's not going to agree with what you own. And that's okay. Find the people that's for you. If they ain't for you, then they ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? Just life is too short to be trying to make somebody follow you and what you say. I don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? So again, I think that's what separates me from the crowd of people. I'm willing to forgive if you're willing to do the work to come into my life and know that it's time to grow. I didn't grow for you. I grew for myself. So if it didn't fit your standard of living, why are you mad at me? Because you're not really mad at me. You're really mad at yourself. Because I passed the level that you haven't got to yet, and you can't look at yourself, so you want to take it out on me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have no bad blood with nobody. I don't have no angry animosity with nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to accept you back in my life, but understand all past behavior is going to drain me. And the moment I feel like that's the case, I cannot be around you no more. You know what I'm saying? You have to really do the work. Introspection. That means you can't just be around the same very things that drain you, because you'll never be able to do the work because you keep accepting that behavior because you're so comfortable with it. That's not my problem. You know what I'm saying? Stop spilling onto others because you can't look inside yourself. That's where it starts. But again, I've said it so many times and I'm going to say it again. Life is short. I will never get to experience nobody I experienced twice. And maybe our time is over in whatever we had together. But I'm not going to hate you. I can't see you out in public and throw my nose up or be jealous because you living a better life than me. I want that for you. You know what I'm saying? I want you to be happy because I operate out of love. And hopefully you could do the same for me. You know what I'm saying? But you have to first look inside yourself first. And that's hard to do, but I believe you can do it. We are doing it right now. You know what I'm saying? You ain't no different from nobody else. But again, I said that to say, like, I think that's what makes me different, because I'm not about to pass away and have animosity against people just because they couldn't understand how they looked at life and how it was impacting me because I was growing. I wasn't in that space no more, you know? But the connection I had with you, listen, we'll never get it once. We'll never get it twice. It is what it is. That's what the era of our life was, you know? So again, if you don't know what it is, I just told you. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.